The final category this evening is a dignified category if ever there was one. Texas Registry of Historic Courses is going to have a classic in its midst after this evening. Tonight's honoree is formerly known as Lions Municipal Golf Course. Some people call it Lions, but its friends just call it Mooney. This is Muni.
Lions Municipal Golf Course is quintessential Texas. It's larger than life, an unquestioned leader. It is at its best when threatened. It is always cause for celebration when a course is added to this hall's historic registry. But when that course is one that led the way for change, decency, and equality, and it's a member of the nation's Registry of Historic Places, well, that's just plain special. Lions Muni began as anything but special. Designed in 1924 by an unknown architect for the Lions Club, whose goal was to create Austin's first municipal golf course. For that alone, it could be considered a worthy member of our registry. But what happened more than 15 years later made Lions the king of the forest. After World War II, Austin's town council was considering options for providing golf access to Austin's minority community. As the calendar was turning from 1950 to 51, two African-American youths showed up at Muni and started to play the game they loved. Austin's mayor met with two other town council members where the decision was made. Let the round continue, and thus, Lions Municipal became the first golf course in the South to desegregate. In the 67 years since that day, fortunes have ebbed and flowed for Lions Muni, but respect for the course and its place in history has been expressed consistently, far and wide. Contrary to the desegregation of many institutions, Lions Muni did so voluntarily, and in doing so, guaranteed public golf in the South would be available to anyone, regardless of race. And when times got tough for Muni, it always seemed to rise to the challenge. Sitting on a piece of property owned by the University of Texas that has grown remarkably in value, Lions Muni has proven to be a symbol to the university, the state, and even the nation and the world that there are more important things than profit, like principle. In the early 1970s and again in the 80s, Muni faced proposals to maximize the property's revenue potential, which would thereby destroy a piece of the game's and our nation's fabric. But World Golf Hall of Fame members, PGA and LPGA Tour members, and many others gathered for outings, fundraisers, and meetings, reminding those who needed the reminder that Lions is far more than a Muni. Once more under fire, Muni and its supporters have circled the wagons again, ready for another battle, one that is worth fighting, and one that needs winning, one that is more important than a bottom line, because like a true Texas legend, Lions Municipal Golf Course blazed a trail and made history, doing so all along on its own terms.
Representing Lions Municipal Golf Course is Mary Arnold and Ben Crenshaw. Would you do us the privilege?
What can I say? Lions has been a special place for so many people for so long. And Ben has very, very special experiences that he will share with you. But as we are here in this wonderful Texas Golf Hall of Fame dinner, I'd just like to kind of think back to times when Texas would have beautiful flowing resolutions and things about special events. And so this is kind of a takeoff on some of that wonderful flowery language. So at this special time, we would like to recall and extol the unselfish services of Muni heroes. We'd like to review Muni's glorious history and splendid achievements of the past. And we'd like to sum up Muni's present opportunities, which are offered in such abundance by the honor that we receive from the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. May we all visualize and share the rare possibilities that are in store for Muni's most auspicious future. So thinking ahead, this is what I wish for our golf course, and we thank you very much for sharing our story.
Mary's a rare person. She's was a great friend of my stepmother in Austin, passed away. And they share their love of the beauty of our town, Austin. We happen to think that we have a lot of great assets in the city, but there has been no bigger advocate than preservation than Mary and her husband. And we have a valuable asset, yes, in Lyons Municipal, but we have valuable assets in the personage of people like this. Obviously, this table here and that table is, we're fighting to save Muni. We think it's a very, very worthwhile endeavor that we think is vitally important to our town. Obviously, we're all golfers. Selfishly, we think that way, but I think about the assets all around the state and the previous golf courses that have been so honored in so many different ways, and I think that not only we golfers think it's beautiful, but it provides us with recreation and enjoyment and the love of the game. But I can't thank these people enough for fighting for what we hope would be a great outcome. The University of Texas and the City of Austin are in pretty good, serious talks. Obviously, it's a gorgeous asset. It's right in the middle of our city. It's been there since 1924. And, Mary, I don't know about you, but I know that all this group here said, it's such a valuable asset. People have a tendency to put a monetary stamp on the worth of the property. And I just simply say, look, how can you possibly calculate what it has been worth to so many people's souls and lives, and what it has done for all of us who've been around the game and have played Muni around Austin. Muni's been a gathering spot for all sorts of competitions around the state. From a historical standpoint, yes, the unknown fellow, Mr. Rowe, I don't know too many golf courses he built, but I do know that he had some help in Harvey Pinnick's brother, Tom, 1924, and also a fellow I know that y'all know this name, John Bredemus, who built some of our state's best courses. He was a great friend to Harvey. But they give us a precious asset, and obviously the historical value that we've got. It was got named in the National Historic Register of Public Places. What an honor. What a great honor. That doesn't come around very often. And then I think what one of the great human stories is that in 1950 that the city fathers were very, very wise in the recognition of people who love the game. And the two African-American golfers came out and played. And Taylor Glass then said, let them play. And that's a wonderful thing because as Harvey used to say, that ball doesn't know who's on the other end. We all love the game. And that was a wise decision. And from a historical importance, we hope that it continues. You know, I can't thank you enough for Austin Lions for this category. It's unbelievable. What a great honor. There's one guy, Billy Claggett, who I'd like for you to stand up, Billy, because you have won the Firecracker 6 times. I don't think anybody else has won it 6 times, but all I can tell you is when I was growing up, Harvey would say, Ben, you'll watch those the little older golfers. You'll get it in your mind's eye how well they can play. Billy was one of those people. I want to, first of all, I want to thank for all the supporters and sponsors for Hall of Fame. Thank you so much. This state obviously has been such a great proponent of the history of the game. We're very proud of the people who've come before us. Can't thank you, and I want to congratulate all the nominees tonight and those people who received it. Steve's great friend, the Keeney family, my goodness, Buddy, the gift of Gab. I love him, and M.T. Johnson. I knew M.T. very well. And I'll never forget the putt that I made, the longest putt I made on 1984 Masters. I made a 70-footer, and I leaped off the green. And M.T. was on the edge of the green. And I just looked at him and said, I can't believe that. And he said, I can't either. The wonderful man. We're all here for the game. We've got a lot to be proud about. I can't thank you enough for this honor. And, to show you what a great game this is, the people that you meet in this game and otherwise, how else there's another game you can meet the great George freaking Strait. Norma? You're right, buddy. It's Norma. Yeah. Thank you, San Antonio Country Club. And, I'll say one last thing. Can you imagine our cities who possess wonderful urban places such as Brackenridge Park here? We might love. I can tell you lifetime stories about Brackenridge that, for me. I can't imagine Houston without Memorial Park. I can't imagine New Orleans without City Park, Dallas without Tennyson. Parks are things to be enjoyed by everybody. So that's why we're fighting like this, and we're hopefully successful. Thank you, everybody.